Round 18 of the VFL competition. It was grand final rematch Mark 2 between Geelong and Port Melbourne. And David Rhys-Jones, what we got was a game that would have been worthy of a grand final.
It certainly was. And, after getting belted by 14 goals the first time around down at Geelong earlier this year, Port Melbourne came out fired up. They were undermanned. They had some good players not playing today. But, geez, they go right from the word go, kicking, into the wind. They just really took it up to Geelong and made life very hard for them.
Yeah, Geelong was only able to kick 3 goals with the breeze in the first quarter. Port Melbourne kicking 2. And as you said, it was evident from the very word go. I reckon Gary Ayres had given them a real rev at training throughout the week and maybe pre-game today, because they came out with the fire in their bellies and the fire in their eyes.
Yeah, I think they knew that they really had to nullify the game and play it on their terms. If Geelong were allowed to run, carry and distribute the ball, they're a very, very good team. Got some highly skilled young players and obviously a lot of speed and fitness on their side. So on the smaller ground, they had to negate that running game, and they did it perfectly, almost perfectly.
We just saw Adrian Bonadio kick a goal. He had to play a very important role because of Dean Galea's absence, and he did that to perfection. Corrigan had a very good first quarter for the Cats, so they led by 6 points, but they had that wind-assisted time. So we had to wait until the end of the second quarter to see what it was going to be. Bonadio again presenting a target. Port did manage 7 goals in the second quarter, but perhaps more importantly, Geelong kicked 5 into the breeze.
Yeah, and look, when you're playing into a 4 or 5 goal breeze, it was an astounding game in the fact that the breeze really had very little significance on the game. You look at that kick there from Scipione from outside 50 and probably went another 15 metres behind. It was a significant breeze, but on the scoreboard it didn't matter, and both teams just played 4 quarters of good, solid, hard footy. It was a great match.
Yeah, and to back up what you were saying, the team with the breeze kicked 3 goals to 2 in the first quarter. There's this terrible injury to Troy Selwood, who dislocated his shoulder, and they couldn't get it back in. He was in an awful amount of pain. It was terrible to see, really.
Yeah, it is, and such a great player and great leader for his team down here at Geelong. But, full credit to both teams. They just put on a display that look, by far the best match we've seen this year.
Yeah, the numbers I was talking about, 3 goals to 2 with the team kicking into the breeze first quarter, 7 goals to 5 in the second quarter, 2 goals to 1 in the third, and then in the last quarter, it was the team kicking into the breeze who kicked more goals, 5 goals to 4. Thurlow's goal there was the last goal of the third quarter. It reduced the gap to 2 points, and then we saw an epic final quarter. It was a great contest all day, and it got even better in the last quarter.
It did. The game actually rose another level, which is amazing, considering a lot of these Port Melbourne players, and see Veering here, young kids, O'Sullivan, Veering, making their mark in that last quarter, and that's terrific for their confidence. But this was the killer, and we see Dom Gleeson again, just a little punch over the top to his teammate Bathy there, who kicked the winning goal.
And finished up with 4 goals, and then this was the sealer. Kirsten looked like he was going to kick it, but left it behind. But Paul Chapman, using all those years of experience, continued to run with him just to be on the assist should he have been needed. He kicked the goal, which effectively sealed the contest. And when the siren sounded, you had to feel for Port Melbourne because they were so brave. One of the best games that we've seen in the VFL for years, really. There are the numbers. It was a battle from the word go, and the Cats just able to get out on top. The final score at Port Melbourne, it was Geelong 15-12, 102. Port Melbourne 14-12, 96. We saw a classic in round 19 of the VFL on Grandstand.